All right, so you guys have all heard the name Edelbrock. Who hasn't, right? Vic Edelbrock is in the house. We're checking out his 57 Bel Air. So one of the first things you notice about any custom hot rod, it's gotta be the stance. Wheels, tires, that rake, you know, just an aggressive stance is what we're always after. This thing being on the power tour 7 times in a row, it's a long hauler, man. This thing is built to hit the road. If you're not comfortable inside, then you're not gonna be able to pull that off. One of my favorite things about this car is the drivability. The E-Street EFI allows you to just get in, press the pedal, worry-free. I'm gonna bring in Paul, our Corvette online editor, to interview Vic a little bit about this product.
You know, carburetors have been under the hood of cars since there have been cars. Edelbrock's been a leader in performance carburation since the introduction of their Performer carburetor back in 1988. But today we're going to talk about something a little different. We're going to talk about electronic fuel injection. Well, I'm lucky enough today to have the man himself, Vic Edelbrock Jr. with me. And one thing that I don't think people really realize is that Edelbrock has been making EFI systems for a really long time.
Yes, we actually started and we stopped and then we picked it back up again. But we made our first systems in '78, '79.
And you brought out the latest evolution in EFI technology for Edelbrock, the E-Street unit.
So we've come up with this system here. Let me pull the air cleaner off so you can see. Because unless you pull the air cleaner off, you can't tell that you've got throttle body injection in there. And then inside the car is a tablet that's Bluetooth, and it tells you all the vitals of what's going on with this system. It'll tell you temperatures, air-fuel ratios. If you're lost and you've got a thing on there and you need help, on each one of our pages, you press this little button and it'll go right in and tell you what's going on, the help you need. The system, basic system, without the fuel pumps, etc., is the same for all 4.
Oh, okay.
What we've done in there is we make one with no fuel pump in there in case the customer wants to make his own, put his own together. We make one with a no return line fuel pump. We make one that's a 360 degree, that's a return line going back. And the fuel cell is quite unique. It's a cell that sits up here. Mm-hmm. You can take your standard mechanical pump that pumps from your tank. A lot of the off-road guys want to use it whether they're not using our fuel injection. They want something that's going to give them better drivability and not going over rough roads and such. So,
well, that sounds like a perfect solution for somebody who's got a car where they don't want to have to cut up the stock fuel tank, where it was never set up for a return system. They don't have to put a sump in the tank. They don't have to do any of that.
That's right, exactly.
They can plumb it directly into their existing fuel line.
That's right.
That's very cool.
And they are now on the market, and we're going to have a lot of happy faces out there.
Well, thanks for taking the time to show me all that, but let's get down to the real stuff here. Let's take this thing for a ride.
Okay, let's do that.
Oh, hang on. Let me have those keys.
You want to drive it? Okay,
yeah, I
go
want
for
to
it.
drive it.